I remember back in 2019, I reached out to Mr. Joe Riley. He is of expertise, like one of the top men in the drug and alcohol industry. I reached out to him not knowing anything, like anything. I didn't know anybody here in South Carolina doing having a lab or having just a collection site for the DOT drug and alcohol training. He tried to explain everything to me, but then he sent me to his website that day. And I was like, you know what? This looks like too much. I'm not even going to pursue this. And then I'd say in 2021, I reached back out to him and I was like, hi, this is Margaret. I reached out to you in 2019 and you gave me all this information, so I'm ready to get started. I know I had to schedule at least 3 to 4 meetings with Mr. Joe Riley because everything just seemed like it was coming together. It was a lot of information, like knowing the difference between a TPA and a collection site, knowing who's the MRO, how do I contact them, how do I get one, do I need a personal MRO? So all of that information was given to me, but it took time. So I'd say in 2022, when I opened up my first brick and mortar, because he gave me the option, he was like, well, you could be mobile, or you could be a TPA, or you can just start as a collection site. I said, well, I'll start as a collection site just to get my hands in the industry, right? So in 2022, I opened up my first brick and mortar location, and everybody, it seems like during that time, as soon as I had my grand opening, I seen so many collection sites open, and everybody wanted to be trained. And I was just like, I really don't know how I got here. I'm just learning. I hadn't even done my very first collection yet. And he was like, well, when someone walks in, you just ask them, who's paying for this test? Do you have a TPA or are you paying out of pocket? That mattered. So back to the training side, my integrity wouldn't let me. So I turned down so many people, and I guess they thought I was gatekeeping, but I'm so glad that I was set apart from those trainers and those scammers, because during that time, there was a lot of scammers. I had one girl, she took a course and paid $1,500, but still didn't know the difference between DOT and non-DOT. So she came to me and had a conversation and learned more from that conversation than she did from that $1,500 course. I'm so glad that I stood in my integrity and I didn't take people's money just because it looked like, I knew what I was doing back then. And so that just allowed me to really get my feet wet, get all of the experience. What don't I know? What questions did I ask Mr. Joe Riley that he had to constantly repeat to me? How can I make this a little bit easier for trainees that come to me or students now? Because I have an entire institution that teaches not only phlebotomy, but we have integrated the DOT specimen urine collector course, mock training with supplies. If there's something that you're interested in, reach out to me, Margaret Lee, at VieGenixLabServices.com, and for your training, VieGenixTTC.com. I look forward to seeing you in class.